This is a Gathering Heritage project interview recorded in County Louth in Ireland.
Now, I'm delighted to welcome Karen McArdle. Now, people that know Karen, of course, the first thing they talk about is chaplains, but that is not what we're going to talk about to Karen today. Karen, the name Mellon has been part of your life for a long time. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how you got involved and at the very, very beginning, and when was it?
Well, in 2003, I was actually, even though we're not talking about hairdressing, I happened to be out in South Africa on with the company called Wella on a hairdressing seminar, for want of a better words. And when we were there, they took us around on tours of the city, and while Cape Town is absolutely beautiful, the other side of Cape Town is the living conditions of its people. And you can't help but notice the shacks when you're coming in from the airport. And you can imagine coming out of Dublin Airport, and when we take the turn for the M1 Belfast, as far as those fields, as far as the eye can see, is just tin roofs of coronated shacks where up to 1 million people can live in this field with no sanitation, no running water. It might have public running water that they have to walk down the street, the end of the street, to get a bucket of water, but not certainly in their own homes. No flushing toilets.
Did that have a big impact immediately on you when you saw it?
It did, and the longer you stay in Cape Town and you see the most amazing restaurants, the most amazing smiles of its people, 5-star hotels, the bars, the wealth that's in Cape Town, and you see one side of the mountain these mansions of houses, and the other side of the mountain maybe 100 shacks where that mansion would be in the same square footage of that mansion is built. So it's very hard to sit there when in being wined and dined or whatever, knowing that these people that serving you are going home at night to that shack, and if the rains come, or if it's windy, yourself, I've often come home in the winter and had run out of oil, and you're cursing yourself because God love you, you have run out of oil for one night. These people don't have any heat.
So when you were there and you were staying in a hotel or hairdressing conference or wherever, and you couldn't get that out of your mind?
No, and I was lucky that year that I didn't come home on the hairdressing seminar. I stayed on for a week's holidays, and my mum and dad, Mary and Paddy McArdle, flew out to join me. And while we were there, a local tour guide asked me, asked all of us, did we hear about this man that they call locally the White God? And we were like, no. At that stage, 2003, there wasn't very much talk about Niall Mellon, certainly in the hairdressing circles. And she said she brought in a newspaper the next day, and we were supposed to go on this tour, whale and dolphin. And I thought it very poignant. And when she brought in the local newspaper the next day, it was called the Cape Argus, and I was like, this is a sign, the Argus, this is a sign. And it was about this man called Niall Mellon that was going into a township called Imazama in Hout Bay, and he was going to be bringing over some Irish building volunteers, and he was going to be the first white man ever to go into a coloured township. And in a week, they had hoped to build 25 houses in that week. And as it was en route to where we were supposed to go on a tour, we kindly told Arlene, forget about the tour, can we get into the whales and dolphins?
Listen to the full interview on www.gatheringheritage.com.